Let's get straight down to it then. Let's start the main event, Lara-Warrington 2. What do you think Josh Warrington will do differently, and what does he have to do differently as well to win this fight? A lot of people refer to Joshua Ruiz as maybe an example of what we might see.
I get that analogy and I get that comparison, but ultimately it's a different set of tactics that need to win this fight. In my opinion, Lara is someone who's very heavy-handed, and he's shown that he can visibly hurt Josh Warrington, putting him down on the floor multiple times in the fight, and just being the first guy to stop him and beat him in his professional career. The thing for Warrington is he can't be caught unawares this time. He knows what he's going in with. He knows the guy can hurt him. What that will do for him is put him in a mindset of, yes, I'm going to get hurt, but I'll have to navigate my way through this. It's not going to be a shock. And believe it or not, that is impossible to comprehend when it happens as a shock. When you just line up against the guy, and if he's a late replacement or whatever have you, your mindset doesn't adjust and adapt, as we've seen with Anthony Joshua Ruiz, like you said, and as we've seen with Lara and Warrington. He just could not adapt on the night. But when you know what you're going in with and you know what he's capable of, and actually he's done it to you, you're so switched on come fight night. I do anticipate Josh being hurt a couple of times in the fight, but I do think he'll weather the storm and he'll come through and he'll win.
One thing I wanted to get your opinion on, Tony. A lot of people have spoken this week about that Headingley crowd and Josh not getting caught up in the occasion and getting too reckless this time around. You've been there walking out in a stadium fight in your hometown with everyone roaring you on. How easy did you find it to zone everything out and stay focused on the task at hand?
I've gone out in front of Liverpool, in front of 10,000 on numerous occasions, thousands. I mean, I've fought in front of 20,000, 50,000 at Millennium Stadium. So, yeah, I've fought at various stages and various bills and huge events. What I will say is you can't become emotionally invested in the crowd. Once you do that and you start playing with emotions, you're on a slippery slope and it's very dangerous. So I wouldn't go down that avenue if I was him. But on the other hand, I actually think Josh Warrington bounces off the crowd and he thrives and it gets him right up with it. So I think he was one of the fighters who suffered in the pandemic the most through the non-existence of fans, and that was very, very hard to deal with. So it'll be interesting to see how he adapts, how he goes in there, how he goes about the job at hand. It's a hard fight, really hard. What this fight does show you is that Josh Wallington is in control of his own career. You usually find with fighters who don't take immediate rematches after they've been beaten and they're the big A-side going in, it's because the management or the trainer or the promoter doesn't actually fancy the rematch. For Josh Warrington, he's shown straight up, I want the rematch right away. That's the fighter being in control. That's the fighter in him. Could he have walked away 100%? He could have, yes. Fighters, lesser fighters than Josh Warrington, have done it before. Amir Khan springs to Mohamed Brady's Prescott and then Kevin Mitchell goes in and does a job on him. So there is fighters who have done it before. And it doesn't mean they're a coward, or it doesn't mean that they don't fancy it. It just means that I can go a different way in my career, and because I'm such a big name. That's basically the top and bottom of it. Josh Warrington could have easily just went, you know what, I'll aim for a rematch with Galahad. Or he could have just sat off and said, you know what, an opportunity will come my way, we'll get something. I sell 20,000 seats when I fight. So he didn't necessarily have to, you've got to commend him for taking this on, so well done to him. I hope it goes well for him, but make no mistake, mate, Maurizio Lara is not here to make up the numbers. He's here to win. He will love his time in the limelight, and he will want it to continue.
Tony, just to touch on the rest of the card quickly, we've got Katie Taylor returning, defending her undisputed crown. Conor Benn's got his rearranged date with Adrian Granados. Brilliant fight for Maxie Hughes on there as well. Which fight, when you look at the rest of the card, stands out as the one we should really be looking out for?
It's always amazing to see Katie Taylor perform. So Jennifer Hahn is a really good fighter, a world champion in her own right. So that will be one to watch. Technically very good, Hahn. Straffon versus Hughes. Oof. Oof. That's all I can say, mate. It's got fireworks written all over it. That Straffon's dangerous. And then we go to Ben Granados, and there's so much. It's got history now after what happened with Conor. But Conor will want to set the record straight, and Conor will want to do what the others before him couldn't have. You know, your Adrian Browners, your Showtime Sean Paulses. He will want to go out there and make a statement again, as he has done in the past. So it's another pressure on him. But what I will say is Granados won't have faced anyone as vicious and as spiteful so early in a fight as Conor Benn is. Keep your eyes open.
Just a couple ones away from this, Bill, Tony, before I let you go. Appreciate you doing a lot of media today. First one, big couple of days for boxing, been all sorts of announcements. Sky announced their sort of schedule and the fighters they'll be working with post-matchroom. I just wondered what you thought of the announcement. Can only be good for boxing, surely.
Do you know what? A couple of people have said this to me. I haven't really paid attention to social media today. I've retweeted a number of things, but I haven't really seen it. So if you want to inform me of what they've done, and I'll respond, to be totally honest.
So they've teamed up with Boxer and Wasserman, so they're going to be having the likes of Chris Eubank Jr., I believe Hughie Fury's headlining in Newcastle as well. Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields are both signed, so that looks like they're on a crash course as well. Can only be a big fight going down the line, a huge one for women's boxing.
Isn't Boxer the lesser format of prize fighter?
Yeah, they do Boxer.
Is that what it is? Oh, okay. So that's that one done. And Calais and Nisei, brilliant fellas. Know the business inside out, know the sport inside out. So I would expect them to do some good things. I've got massive respect for both them guys. You said Chris Eubank Jr. is out? Yep. Okay, wow. He deserves an awful lot of credit considering what the young man's gone through in his life right now. So I give him immense amounts of credit. I can imagine what he's going through, and my heart goes out to him and his family, mate. Absolute. I can't even think and consider what's going through that family's mind. So my heart goes out to them all, and I just wish him the best.
We are also seeing, Tony, this month, the return of your old mate David Haye. Will be fighting his friend Joe Fournier on Triller. What was your reaction when you saw that?
You've just seen my reaction now. It's mad, but listen, David's making dough like good on him. Fair play to him, you know. I'll be honest, mate, I wouldn't fancy getting it off an uppercut off him anytime soon. An uppercut off David is not very nice. Or the straight right hand either. Do you know what? Just to top it all off, a left hook either, mate. You get it off either the hand that he's got, you're going to feel it. Be very careful what you wish for, because sometimes it can come back to bite you on the arse, literally.
Would you fight David Haye again in maybe an exhibition at some point?
I don't think so, mate, no. I'm happily retired. Don't get me wrong, everyone's got a price, as they say, haven't they? But yeah, I mean, I'm past them days now. You know, I'm more about thinking about what I'm going to do with my future, what I'm going to do with my life, and what the future holds. And hopefully, you know, boxing, well, getting punched in the face isn't a part of that. Well, not really getting punched in the face anyway. Maybe pretend punches in the face. That could be something I could look upon. But we'll see. I'm sure we'll find out towards the end of the year.
And last one, your old ring foe, BJ Flores, has had his charge back in the ring. Jake Paul was back in action over the weekend, Tony. He divides... No. Jake Paul divides opinion, but what have you made of Jake Paul's run in boxing and what we're seeing him doing?
Everybody said to me, Tyrone Woodley will beat him, and I told every single person who said it. There was a guy who was here last week. Where was I? I was at an event, and this guy wanted to bet me 500 quid that Tyrone Woodley would knock out Jake Paul. Is that his name? Jake Paul, and the other one's Logan Paul. That's it. So I don't know the difference of which one. I just know Jake Paul, Logan Paul, the names, because my kids just go on about them on Twitter. So I didn't know which one was the one KSI beat. So I don't know what to say, to be honest. What I did say to the guy is Tyrone Woodley won't win. There's a reason why the Paul fella has picked Tyrone Woodley. Understand that. This guy's not going to put himself in a match that he's going to lose. Simple as that. And if he was going to lose, trust me, it would be against a boxer. It's not going to be against an MMA fighter, unless I would say it's someone like, you know, which is never going to happen, someone like Francis Ngannou, who'd literally just take his head clean off his neck. So he's going to keep matching himself and picking his marks. All I'll say is fair play to him, do what you're doing. Just don't do it under the banner of boxing, please, because you can't label yourself a boxer until you've actually beat a boxer. So, you know, it's all well and good, and I'm not knocking him. Fair play to him, he's making a right few quid, but don't be saying you're a boxer and then facing someone from mixed martial arts. If you want to say you've beat someone from mixed martial arts, do us a favour, go and face him in a mixed martial arts arena under their rules. Then you can say you're a mixed martial artist. At the moment, it's like me beating up a racing car driver and saying I'm a racing car driver. You know, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. Or playing football with me mates and saying I'm a professional footballer now. So it's just mad. Face someone from the chosen profession that you've chose. I mean, I'm not lying when I say this. There's journeyman who'd absolutely spank him. Journeyman. There's amateur boxers who would hand him his ass on a plate and without a shadow of a doubt. And before people get on to would I fight him or would this, no, not really. And if he's wise enough, just stay well away from someone like me and don't try and go with me, because I'd just put you to kit on the spot. So yeah, just leave it out. But listen, fair play to him. He's making a right few quid. Good on him for what he's doing, but just please don't do it under the banner of boxing. Just say, we are having an exhibition of combat or something like that. Just keep boxing, the name boxing, unless you're facing a boxer, out the mouth, please. And then it's not going to come back badly on our sport, on the sport that I love and I've had a great career in. So yeah, just please stay away from boxing. Just say a combat match against someone with a pair of gloves on. That'll do fine for me. And that way you're not conning everybody by saying you're beating boxers in professional boxing matches.
Tony, it's been a long old day, so I'm going to let you depart this interview now. Thank you as always for speaking to Boxing Social.